Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. Welcome to Puvanur RVIR Laya Academy of Music and Mathematics. We are in level 5. In the last class we saw Mr. Kuraippu in Adi Thalam. This class we are going to learn how to do Kanda Kuraippu in Rupaka Thalam. Before I get into the class, I will start this class with the Tirukkural. கல்லாதவரும் நனி நல்லர் கற்றார் முன் சொல்லாது இருக்கப் பெறின். கற்றவர் முன்னிலையில் ஒன்றையும் பேசாமல் அமைதியாக இருக்கப் பெற்றால் கல்லாதவர்களும் மிகவும் நல்லவரே ஆவர். A person who is not knowledgeable enough, and as long as he is quiet amidst the people who are learned, it's as good as they are good people. That's what Tirulur states. With this good thought, I will enter into the class. Last class, we had a detailed review of how to go about Mr. Kuraippu in Adi Thalam. Today, I'm going to teach you some basic concepts of how to go about doing a Kanda Kuraippu in Rupaka Thalam. So, Rupakam is a 6-beat cycle, and we need to go, as I told you, the rule of thumb is one number down would be the number by which whatever you can play a Kuraippu. Here, 6 minus 1 is 5, so you will be able to do Kanda Kuraippu. 5, so 5. As I told you, Rupaka Thalam is a very short cycle, 1, 2 and 3. That's the way the musicians put it when they are singing a song. But the exact acronym for this is Tisra Jadi Ekathalam. That's how we have to actually, it's defined, and the Thalam has to be put in that format, 1, 2, 3. Alternatively, the Chatusra Rupaka Thalam, as per the grammar, it has to be put like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One Dhritam and one Lagu. That is the Rupakam definition of the structure. But it had become into this format, 1, 2, 3. So it had become into that format. So we have to understand all these things. As I told you, any Kuraippu, when you are playing in a shorter cycle, you will not know what the other person is doing. So you have to expand the Thala cycle to a Retakale. Two times you have to repeat it. When you tell that, it becomes easier. Now, Rupaka Thalam, Tisra Ekam, when you do it in a Retakale, I will demonstrate, use this as a demonstration aspect for you, because I can easily communicate to you and you will get a good clarity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is the Tisra Ekathalam Retakale Chokam. Now, if you want to play a Kanda Kuraippu, so what you need to first of all do is, you can't do it in a very short cycle. As I told you, you need to have a expanded model so that you will have a scope to reduce, because the concept itself is reduction. If you choose a lower number, 6, 3, and after that you will have 1.5, so you will not have more scope. So you need to go for a higher number so that you can reduce in a much better way. If you take 12, half of 12 is 6, half of 12 is 6, half is 3, 1.5, and up to 3/4 also you can go about playing it. So this is how it is structured. In this case, you are doing a Kanda Kuraippu. So out of 12 you have to take 12 into 4 is 48 aksharas. If you want to do Kanda Kuraippu, you have to consider 8 aksharas later. That's the rule of thumb again. 8 aksharas by default for any Kuraippu you need to do. You have to push 8 aksharas. When you push 8 aksharas, it's 40 aksharas. 40 aksharas is nothing but 10 beats. In a 12 beat cycle, you should play for 10 beats, that is Kanda Kuraippu. For 10 beats, the vanilla version we will see. Then we will see the ideas behind it. Tadikita tantadikita 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 tanta. So this tadikitatum I am repeating 8 times. 5 into 8 is 40. So it's perfect. So what we have chosen is out of 48 aksharas, taka, taka, dimi, taka, junu, 8 is pushed. So 48 minus 8 is 40. From this finger, in Ratakale of the Shreyakam, you start telling Tadikitatum. Tadikitatum, 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 Tadikitatum is the first 5 fingers. 5 beats. For the 5 beats, you tell 4 times Tadikitatum. Then Tadikitatum, 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 Tadikitatum. So another 4 is for the later 5 beats. So first of all, you need to dissect and understand how to tell this 8 Tadikitatum. Typically, you tend to forget. Play 8 times, you might forget. Play 4 times is easier. So that's why you should have go with the relational. You can't remember all the time 1, 2, 3, 4. Somebody will lose count. You might do 6 times, you might do 7 times, you might do 8 times. But the way you have to group it is 2, 2, 2 each. So then it's easy. Tadikitatum, 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 Tadikitatum. So when you stress for every second Tadikitatum, you will know that you need to repeat 4 times. So these are all relational studies where you can't find in books. This is how you should learn to do it. Now, the concept of reduction. From 48, you played for 40. Now, the next is 24 is the cycle for Rupaka Thalam. So, what you need to do, you have to push 4. So, you have to tell for 20. Takadimi is the push. Tadikita tanta dikita tanta dikita tanta dikita tanta. Tadikita tanta tadikita tanta dikita tanta dikita tanta dikita tanta. So, after 4 aksharas, you are telling for 24 times Tadikitatum. So in the first cycle you told 8 times, the second time you are going to telling 4 times. Now the third cycle, Tadikitatum, 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 Tadikitatum. You are telling 2 Tadikitatums. 2 Tadikitatum is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12, 12 plus 12, 24. That's the balance you get. This thumb is added and you get the balance. Then the after 12, half is 6. You have to push 1 to tell the 5. Tadikitatum, 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 Tadikitatum. So now I will repeat till this point of playing a reduction, how to systemically play, and especially this dialogue mode will be very helpful when the other person is playing. You play once, the other person will repeat. You play once, the other person will repeat. You can do 2 cycles with a variation of Tadikitatum. Now when you play Tadikitatum first, then I have taught you Tadikitatum has got Taditakadatum, Tadikitatum, Kedatakatarikidatum, Takadimitadim, all these Nandarikadatakadum, all these are synonyms of 5. You can use all these factors and give a different color to this Kanda Kuraippu. So now let me go in a complete way. Takadimi, takajuna, tadikita, 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 taditakadam, 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 ta. Like that, you can have a variety of Tadikitatum and play the first round of exchanges. The second round of exchange, Tadikitatum, 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 Taddi takadum, taddi takadum, taddi takadum, taddi takadum ta. Taddi tadikadaga, taddi tadikadaga, taddi tadikadaga, taddi tadikadaga. Kadadiga tadikadum, kadadiga tadikadum, kadadiga tadikadum, kadadiga tadikadum ta. So you can use all these different phrases to the second round of reduction. The third round of reduction is ta. Tadikitatan, tadikitatan ta, tadikitatan, tadikitatan ta, tadikitadum, tadikitadum ta, kadadiga tadikadum, kadadiga tadikadum ta, tadikitadikadaga, tadikitadikadaga ta, dingitatan, dingitatan. That is the third level of reduction. The fourth level, tadikitatum, 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 taditakadum, 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 kadadiga tadikadum, kadadiga tadikadum, kadadiga tadikadum ta. Takadin, takadin, me takajun, takadin, jun takadati, the din takadati, the dun takading. You can go into this regular route and then the reduction Faranmora Korve. So remember, first of all, the concept you have understood. 6 minus 1, you can do only Kanda Kuraippu, which is most appropriate in Rupaka Thalam. Then it's more appropriate to do in Rendakalai Thalam because it's descriptive so that you will have scope for reduction. When you try to do a reduction or a Kuraippu in a Rupaka Thalam, which is a very short Thala, you may not be able to, people may not be able to enjoy. So this Kuraippu by itself is very useful and very logical to play for a Nalakalai or Rendakalai, where you can have the bigger number and you can have better ideas. Instead of 24, if you start with 48, then you'll have a lot of scope starting from 40, 20, 10, 5, 2.5, 1, 4, 1 and 4. So you'll have many rounds of reduction will be there. The more the number, merrier it is. So you can have varied patterns. You can even play wonderful patterns there. So this is the general idea. Now, this is the base. Tadikitatum is the base. Now combine two tadikitatum, it makes it 10. So 10 into 4 is 40. When you make that as a concept, then it becomes interesting. Takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum ta. Takitatum, taditakadum, takitatum, taditakadum, takitatum, taditakadum, taditakadum, taditakadum ta. Takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, taditakadum ta. Takitatum, taditakadum, taditakadum, taditakadum ta. Takitatum, tadikitatum, takitatum, tadikitatum ta. Takitatum, kadadiga tadikadum ta. Takitatum, taditakadum, 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 taditakadum ta. So this is a combination of two tadikitadums, and that pattern becomes takitatum tadikitatum, and you can go drive down and play different varieties and then go about doing it. Now the representation of takitatum tadikitatum can be, the 10 can be represented in multiple forms. What are all the forms? 4 plus 6, 3 plus 7, 2 plus 8, 1 plus 9. All these are possible because all lands up to 10. Tadom, tadom, tak. Tadom, tadom is tadom, tadom, tak is equal to 10. You can use that phrase as well. Tadom, tadom, tak. 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 Boom. You can use a 10 in a completely different in a different swarupa. So, taga tadikitatum is another phrase. Tang tadikitatum. Tang tadikitatada. Tadikitatada. Ta kitatata. Takadim takitata. Tadikata tada, tadikata tada, tadikata tada, tadikata tada, tatakadin, tatakita, takajin. You can use that. So any variety, as you are showcasing this Kanda Kuraippu, use that 5 in a different format, and you can use as Kanda Kuraippu. Again, consider the entire 40 as an expression. Then you can use that as also Kanda Kuraippu. For example, ta, di, ki, ta, tum, tadikita tum, tadikita 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 tada. So I'm not taking a 5, I'm not taking a 10, I'm taking a formula to arrive at a progression of a 40 akshara and use that as a Kanda Kuraippu. So got it? So that is another way of 3 into 5 plus 2 into 5 plus 5. Ta di ki ta tung ta dikita tum ta dikita ta dikita ta dikita ta. That's another way of using a first level of reduction. You can also do this. You can also play a small chorway there. Tadita tadikita tadita tadikita ta tadikita 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 ta. Tadita tadita karadan dita tadita karadan da tadita karadan tadita karadan tadita karadan da. Tadita karadan karadan dita karadan karadan da karadan 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 da. You can use that fray, also this chorway of 40 beat of any or similar like this, of 40, you can use it. Ta, ka, di, na, ta, ka, di, na, taka, din, na, taka, di, na, da. Ta, ka, di, na, ta, ka, di, na, taka, din, na, taka, di, na, da. Taka, di, na, taka, din, na, taka, di, na, ta, ka, di, na, ta. Nobody stops you from playing this because it's a 40 akshara, 10 beat abhiprayam. So these are all the ideas which you can use and represent in a Rupaka Thalam Kanda Kuraippu. So hope you have understood the concepts. These are all very good concepts. I want you to experiment. This is only, as I told you, it's a tip of an iceberg. It's an opening and I'm making you to understand a concept of how to go about it. Then we will have individual reviews and how to aesthetically play this whole exercise with different patterns, with interesting patterns, and make it a fantastic dialogue with the other co-player, and we will see in independent reviews. Puvanur RVA signing off. I'll see you in the next episode of how to go about doing a Tisra Kuraippu in Misra Chapathalam. Until then, RVA is signing off with the Tirukkural. Kalladan Utpam Kariya Nandru Ayinum Kollar Arivudayar. What is the meaning of it? படிக்காதவனுடைய அறிவு சில இடங்களில் மிகவும் நன்றாய் இருப்பினும் கற்றறிந்த சான்றோர்கள் அதை நன்றென்று ஏற்றுக்கொள்ள மாட்டார்கள். A person who is not literate, who has not learnt well, but though he tries to exhibit his good knowledge, the person who are learned will not accept his knowledge by any means. That's the reality. Tiruluvar exhibits in a very strong way the importance of being learned and being knowledgeable. With this good thought, I'm concluding this class. Hope we have understood the concept of Kanda Kuraippu in Rupaka Thalam. Next class, I will teach you how to handle Tisra Kuraippu in Misra Chapathalam. Until then, Puvanur RVA signing off.